Hello, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Today I'll talk about how I made $4,000, approximately £3,200 in my first month of trading. Now for me, I was a beginner trader. I knew nothing about trading. I started on the 30th of April at the beginning of May. And now after 2 months in, I'm taking it very seriously. Why did I begin trading? The reason is due to the pandemic, I wasn't working. And for me, I always believe you need to always try and upskill yourself, improve your skills, learn something new. So I thought all the millionaires, billionaires in this world, what do? They're all in the financial markets, traders, hedge fund managers, that sort of thing. So I thought I'd get involved. Now, my aim is to retire by the time I am 40 years old. I cannot imagine working every single day till I'm 68, which is the UK retirement age. I'm going to go through in steps how I started off, because the key thing is you have to get started. If you want to make a change in your life, you have to get started. And I always remember one quote: do not work for money, make money work for you. And the only way to do that viably is to be in financial trading. Okay, step one, you have to decide what you want to trade, what market you want to go into. Now, the most common ones are commodities and stocks and shares. In the UK and Ireland, we do have something called CFDs, which are pretty much like stocks and shares, but you don't actually own the company, which you do with stocks and shares. Commodities is things like raw materials. It's like oil, gold, silver, copper, coffee. Those sorts of things are known as commodities. Now for me, I started in the commodities market, specifically oil. I heard on the news oil went into negative, it started climbing back up. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to go into oil because it's a product that's needed every day by every single person around the world. The reason why I specifically chose oil, and you have to think about this when you go into trading, especially if you are a beginner, you need to make sure it's highly volatile. Now, volatility is how much the price moves in a given time. Oil is very, very volatile. It goes up and down in minutes, in hours. The reason why you want that is because that's the only way to make money. If for example, oil moves $1 or $2 in the space of 5-6 hours, if you buy at the right time, you can make a lot of money from that. If you don't buy something that's not volatile, that doesn't move a lot in the market, you're not going to make much money, and you're going to be waiting ages for the market to move. The second thing is you want something that's liquid. Now, liquidity is when the market has a lot of people trading, buying and selling. For example, oil, there's millions and millions of people around the world that are buying and selling oil. What that means for you as a beginner trader, you can get in and out of the market very quickly. Something that's illiquid, for example, shares in Mothercare. Okay, that would be very illiquid because there's not many people buying and selling. Now, that could be a big problem for you, because if you want to sell something, if the price increases and you want to sell your shares in Mothercare, there might not be enough buyers for that market because it's not very liquid. Step two, you have to think about your risk. Now, what I mean by that is how much money are you willing to lose? For me, I initially started with £500. I turned that £500 into just over £3,000. The reason why I chose £500, that's the amount I'm willing to lose. If I lost it all, I'd still be able to pay my bills. I'd still be able to get on with my life. I'd be gutted about losing it. Step three, you have to think about what app or broker you're going to use. Personally, for me, I used an app called Trading 212, and there's a couple of reasons for that. They are commission free. Okay, so if you're buying shares in companies, they don't charge any commissions. There's some companies out there that charge per transaction. So every transaction, especially banks, they're lethal for this. If you go to buy a certain number of shares, they'll charge you maybe £6. Then to sell a certain number of shares, they'll charge you another £6 for each transaction. That is eating up to your profits. There's so many apps and brokers out there that are commission free now. Do not go with anyone that charges a commission at all. The second reason I chose Trading 212 is because of the spread. I'm trading in the all commodities market. Now, what I mean by the spread is the difference between the buy and sell price. And I'll show you an example. If the buy price for oil was $22, the sell price you would see at that very moment could be 21.5. So what that means is if you're to buy at this very moment, you'd buy it for $22. But if you were to sell it straight away, you'd actually make a loss because it would be 21.5. All that is the cost of business. That difference is what the broker takes for them giving you the application, giving you updates, allowing you to trade. It's the cost of business. So the smaller the spread is, the smaller that difference between the buy and sell is, the better it is for you, because that means more profit for yourself and less is going to the broker. Step 4, you need to think about what type of trader you want to be. Do you want to do trade in the long term or short term? So for example, when I started off, I was doing short term trading. I was doing daily trading. I was pretty much a day trader. I was moving in and out of the market. When I initially started, I was actually doing trades within 5-10 minutes. But because I was a beginner, I didn't really know much about trading or how it works. But I was still making money doing, buying something within the first few minutes and selling it and making a profit on that. But I could have made a lot more money with the things I know now. The other option is long term. So you can buy commodities or stocks and hold it for a couple of weeks or even months. Some people even go years and try and make a profit off that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you my actual trading account and the money I made and the money I lost in my first month of trading. These are my results from my actual trading 212 account. I started on the 30th of April and continued through. Now, I used a method called scalping. So what that was, I would follow the trend. If the trend was moving up, I would buy. If the trend was moving down, I would sell. At the time, I had £500. I was increasing the risk too much. As you can see, I was buying 220 barrels. I only had about £500-600 in my account. And I'll take you through the whole month. So these are small gains. There are some small losses in there as well. And I'll take you through the whole of May. And altogether they add up to around £3,200. As I was a beginner, I used to get quite nervous. So when I saw the price drop in, I used to, if I bought, I used to sell very quickly. And when I saw profits, I used to take them very quickly. One important thing I have learned 2 months on now is when the price is increasing, let your profits run. And when you start seeing the dip, that's when you sell. And I'll show you June's results in a new video and you can see how much money I've made. And I'm more logical and I'm more strategic in terms of how I buy and how I sell and how much profit I make. The rest of this clip is just a run through of, the small profits I've been taking all throughout May. And I bought at a good time as well because the price of oil was increasing. As you can see, around that time it was $19. Currently 2 months on, it's about $39 now. With trading, all it is making a start. You have to start trading. And once you see some money coming in, then it's something that you'll probably continue. As you can see, there's some big losses coming in now. I was doing silly things. I was waiting too long and I was letting my losses run in the hope that it would come back round. I'm new to YouTube, so please like and subscribe. I'll be very grateful and that would encourage me to upload a lot more videos so you guys can learn and I can learn as well and continue learning.